Hi, greetings, book nerds. I am Michael Haspil, and I am the author of this urban fantasy called Graveyard Shift. It is a new urban fantasy about a special police unit in Miami that deals with crimes committed by and against vampires. What makes this a little bit different than some of the other urban fantasies that our main protagonist and the lead detective is a guy named Alex Romer, that is an alias for the Pharaoh Menkaure. And he is a living mummy who passes for human and works in the police department against vampires. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about how I came up with that idea. I keep a journal next to my bed at night, and when I have really cool dreams, I go ahead and write them down. So I woke up from a dream, had kind of the world in mind. I could remember that, and I remembered one phrase that said, I used to kill vampires for the NSA, and now I work Vice. So I kind of churned that over in my head. Obviously, this person used to kill vampires in a covert manner somehow, and I thought, who would be the ideal vampire hunter? And as you can tell from the stuff behind me, I'm kind of into Egyptology. Some of it real, some of it fake or made up. But so a mummy popped right into my head. I was like, a mummy is kind of the opposite of a vampire, even though they're not portrayed that way in normal pop culture. Mummies, the whole reason they were created were about life. A vampire is all about death. So they're diametrically opposed there. And then vampires, of course, there's the old trope that they can't go out in the daylight and that sunlight will, either hurt them really badly or destroy them entirely. Whereas the Egyptians used to worship Re, or Ra, the sun. So I came up with this idea that the mummy would derive his power from the sun while being partnered with a vampire. It's the old buddy cop trope, ground in, where the two opposite cops have to be partnered together. So it became really natural from that point on, and I chose the Pharaoh Menkaure because, well, one, his name means eternal, like the soul of Ra, so that's just kind of really, really nicely put in there that he happens to be an immortal. And the other thing is, I think he's gotten short shrift by history. He has the third biggest pyramid at Giza, and yet a lot of people don't know who he is. They know the pyramid of Khufu, they know the pyramid of Khafra, that's Cheops and Khnefren, but they don't know Mykarinos, who is Menkaure. So I just thought that would be really cool to have the Pharaoh Menkaure be the actual detective in modern day Miami, and we've got other books in the series coming up that are going to explain how he became a mummy 4,500 years before, and all the adventures he's had since. So thank you very much for listening, and thanks for inviting me onto the blog. And I will see you guys later.